How you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I am your host Gigi, and boy, oh boy, we have more telling tales about Ice Cube, R. Kelly, and Diddy and Jay-Z. Let me tell you, Ice Cube, he is setting himself apart and letting you guys know that these three individuals, they've been of the dark, and he is exposing them all, okay? And he says everybody that's a part of the rap game is not a part of the darkness, but these three are. So I want to look at this video and I would love to react with you guys on this video. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I just want to say thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the subscription, you guys. Let's keep them going, okay? All right, so let's hear what Ice Cube has to say about the truth. They said this is going to change the game. Let's listen.
I mean, the truth is always good. The truth is always good for the soul. You know, what's done in the dark will come. And not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to
When two members of the famous trio that rocked the music industry start having issues with the law, all fingers point to the one remaining, who, as expected, is trying to escape the suspicion in everyone's mind. By trio, I mean Jay-Z, Diddy, and R. Kelly. It's no news R. Kelly is serving time in jail for the same reasons why different lawsuits are being slammed on Diddy. And now, everyone expects Jay-Z to be in the same shoes, and rightfully so. Everyone is not just pointing fingers at Jay-Z because of his close relationship with Kelly and Diddy, but also because of his very suspicious movements and the actions of other celebrities who knew them. Not to mention the confession Ice Cube has been dropping lately. He seems to have a lot to say, and just like many would point out, Ice Cube doesn't spill anything but facts. So, let's go through it. Before now, it was all beauty, fame, and love from fans for the trio, with Kelly doing his thing in the R&B genre and Jay-Z and Diddy producing prominent rap tracks. But what we didn't know was what went on behind the scenes. What this trio has been said to have been doing behind the public's back is something not just irritating, but devious and awful. In 2019, one of them, R. Kelly, was arrested, and ever since he was charged and jailed, it hasn't been funny for his two best friends, Jay-Z and Diddy, who, however, had to find a way to maneuver their feelings and remain afloat. It's changing almost everything. With Diddy's recent arrest and evidence piling up everywhere against him, Jay-Z has been trying all his best to ensure nothing stains his billion-dollar profile. It has, however, been said that Ice Cube has told the authorities everything they need to know about this trio. So it's only a matter of time before Jay-Z is seen in the same status as his best friends, and when he does, he might remain in prison for a very long time. While Jay-Z acts innocent and uninvolved, the past can't be wiped away. Besides, the fact that he didn't hold the annual Rock Nation brunch this year brought about a lot of speculations and maybe confirmations. The gist behind it says Jay-Z canceled it this year because he couldn't deal with the fact that his bestie, Diddy, would be absent from this year's celebration following his ongoing lawsuits. Whether it's true or not, it kind of makes sense. Now, let's go into the details about the closeness of Jay-Z with R. Kelly and Diddy, and also how intertwined his actions are with what Kelly and Diddy are currently being accused of. Young, handsome, and talented Jay-Z held a very different status from the current Jay-Z. Jay-Z's early days were nothing close to popular or famous, as he struggled with every song he wrote. He went studio to studio, house to house, trying to market his new songs, but that wasn't the case for the other two, Kelly and Diddy. Unlike Jay-Z, they were both made and known in the industry, so it only made sense that Jay-Z formed an alliance and friendships with them. Jay-Z grew very close to R. Kelly, and rumors had it that it was because of their mutual interest in underage girls. They had a thing for minors, and while Jay-Z's actions towards underage girls were not clearly noticed then, R. Kelly's was over the place, especially his involvement with the late Aaliyah. The whole public knew about them, but we all didn't get a clue about the fact that R. Kelly had been grooming Aaliyah since they met in 1991, when she was just a little girl. By little, I mean 12 years old. He ensured they met and hung out in secret. He promised her everything he knew a child that age would be enticed about. And for Aaliyah, it was her future. He, however, made it happen in 1994 when 15-year-old Aaliyah became famous for her hit album, Age is Just a Number. The song didn't just show the world how talented Aaliyah was, but it also spread the new R. Kelly wanted it to. It turns out he wrote and produced the song for Aaliyah, and it only spoke about his love for her, and why making her his wasn't a bad thing. One could say R. Kelly was obsessed with Aaliyah, and it was obvious that he wanted her all to himself. He even went the extra mile to forge a document in Aaliyah's name, claiming she was 18 years old when she was, in fact, 15. At that time, he was 27 years old, and the best thing he thought to do was manipulate Aaliyah into getting married to him. His wish didn't last long, as the next year, the marriage certificate was annulled, citing the fact that Aaliyah was too young to get married. It was later rumored that the main reason R. Kelly forced marriage on Aaliyah was because she was carrying his baby, and he didn't want fingers pointing at him, should the news go public. It's sad, but that was the last we heard about the pregnancy. If you're wondering where Jay-Z was on all this, then you'll be angry to hear that he knew. He knew, but sat back and watched, and never for once stood up to his friend about how badly he treated a young girl. But then, how could he, when he himself was in the same mess? It was rumored that Jay-Z was involved in a relationship with a former signee of the Rockefeller label, Foxy Brown, when she was just 15. The claim even included Jay-Z giving Foxy some huge amount of money to remain silent about what might have gone down between the both of them. This might not have sounded nice, but the next is no different. Let's go back a little bit. Do you remember how slow Jay-Z's rise to stardom was? Well, he didn't become popular all because of his relationship with R. Kelly and Diddy. In fact, the very first push Jay-Z had to become famous was the help he got from his then-close friend, Dame Dash. Dame was the one who put his money and time into building the Rockefeller music label with Jay-Z before Def Jam signed a deal with him and made his name go viral. And how was Dame paid back? With evil. After Aaliyah's separation from R. Kelly, she started dating Dame, and Jay-Z, who knew all about what she went through with his friend Kelly, started gravitating towards her in a romantic kind of way. He wasn't shy about his gestures, though. He sent flowers, cards, and date invitations to Aaliyah, but she stood on refusing him and sticking to Dame. This only brought out the true nature of Jay-Z as he formed and carried out his plan. He wanted to frame and reduce Dame in such a way that Aaliyah would dump him, so he started with their label. He started cutting Dame off every important decision and meeting regarding the label, and slowly, he destroyed the relationship they had. His efforts still didn't affect the relationship Dame had with Aaliyah, so he had no choice but to let it go. It was so clear how wicked someone can get. That was a betrayal of a lifetime, and it looks like it would definitely last forever. Jaguar Wrights even talked about it in an interview.
Courses and become a hell of an investigative journalism team. See, I'm the content, I'm the passion, I'm the voice. I'm also the brain, but I do too much by myself. That's the brain. That's the administrator. That's the blood. And You know, there were so many people that hacked into so many of my accounts. People didn't even know how to get in touch with me anymore. And Odell created that lane. And they reached out to him. Piers Morgan's producers called him directly. And we talked about it briefly, and I said, we have to do it. We have to. Because the one thing I know about Piers Morgan is he is smart prey. And not only is he smart prey, he is a great conductor of information. He also vets things. Vicious. And I want to thank you for that. Because if my word is good enough to make it.
If all those are past, how can we forget what is still staring at us in our faces? Jay-Z's marriage to Beyoncé. Beyoncé was just a teenager when she started dating Jay-Z, who was over 30 at the time. The two have a whooping 12-year age gap. Jay-Z's and R. Kelly's love for young girls, however, still went on and on. But somehow, in 2002, R. Kelly was arrested when a short clip of him was seen wooing an underage girl. After his arrest, his apartment was searched, and a stupid load of evidence was seen by authorities, from videotapes to images of very young girls in disturbing positions with the R&B artist. The crazy thing is, even though R. Kelly was charged with 21 counts of misconduct with minors, the charges were still dropped after he denied the allegations. Makes everyone wonder what actually happened. There was evidence, right? However, after his release, R. Kelly didn't stop, and neither did Jay-Z see a reason to quit the friendship. Instead, their closeness grew. The duo even collaborated on an album not only once, but twice. They made waves with these albums called The Best of Both Worlds and Unfinished Business. These albums were released in 2002 and 2004, respectively. They seem to have grown more into their friendship as they had a lot going on for them, and drastically, sad news came up, although it was not exactly sad for them. Aaliyah lost her life in an unexpected but suspicious plane crash. This news was big and had a lot of controversies and speculations. It even stirred a debate that still continues to this day. Was the plane crash real or planned? It all seemed like a setup, and it was even rumored that Aaliyah initially never wanted to get on that particular plane, but she was drugged and carried onto it in an unconscious state. The public stood still on Jay-Z having something to do with the plane crash because immediately after Aaliyah's death, Beyoncé's career took a new height that nobody saw coming. It was then concluded by the public that Jay-Z took revenge on Aaliyah because she refused to be his woman when he wanted her to be. So he made away with her and instead brought his current woman up to light and fame. The death of Aaliyah made things unbearable for Dame. Jay-Z might have killed his girl and even started flaunting his achievements with his best friend. But now, he's all over the place with Beyoncé. It wasn't easy for him to look past all the pain and betrayal. He knew the bad things Aaliyah had gone through were in their hands, and it only made everything difficult for him. He even had an interview about it.
So then why would you still listen to him knowing that they said he married a 15-year-old? That was the issue, that you knew it was illegal to be married to a 15-year-old, and the dude could actually put out a fucking album that says AJ nothing but a number.
Right.
And y'all gonna listen to it and not say a word. That's where people should be ashamed of themselves.
Things started to shake for Jay-Z and R. Kelly. Their relationship started going AWOL at the same time their albums were doing well. It was from one thing to another, one excuse to another. It was said that R. Kelly struggled to remain professional whenever he had to go on tour with Jay-Z, and this only pissed Jay-Z off. But this wasn't everything, though. All this was happening when it was looking like R. Kelly was going down. He had issues with authorities, and it seemed that it was time for his judgment. Jay-Z, being who he is, someone who would do anything to keep himself off scandals, decided to break his relationship with R. Kelly before it brought him down. It was even rumored that he tried killing R. Kelly when he was still a free man, and R. Kelly confirmed it when he spoke about his friend trying to kill him before he got into prison. It also sounded more convincing when a former roommate of R. Kelly in prison came out and spoke about the bedtime songs R. Kelly sang, which included the activities Jay-Z carried out to get him killed.
Trying to basically, it may sound outrageous, but he felt like Jay-Z wanted to get him killed for whatever reason. I don't know if it could have been some Illuminati sacrifice type shit. I don't know. He don't.
R. Kelly might not have been treated beautifully by his friend, but he sure wasn't a good man and would be spending a very long time behind bars. That doesn't close the chapter for Jay-Z because there's still Diddy. Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. It's hard to scroll 3 minutes on the internet without coming across a Diddy video or a news story about him. Diddy is passing through a very rough patch right now, and it will not come to an end anytime soon. He has also been accused of carrying out indecent activities with minors, both male and female. After Diddy's arrest and authorities left to search his apartment, the discovery coming from the apartment was jaw-dropping. Hundreds of baby oil and very insane amounts of dildos and other equipment were seen in his apartment. And what's crazy is that that was only the start of the investigations being carried out on Diddy. Different pieces of evidence of his misconduct are piling on him, and different lawsuits are piling on him from one corner to the next. And it does not look funny to Jay-Z. Jay-Z had been trying to put a line in between, but then, just as said earlier, the past cannot be erased. Jay-Z can't deny his friendship with Diddy, even though he knows that. It has been in our faces for the longest. Diddy once said only Jay-Z and his mother could call him by his government name, and although it sounded shady and suspicious, Diddy meant it. Jay-Z is also one of the never-absent invitees to Diddy's infamous parties. These are the same parties that a lot of information is coming up about. It was in one of those parties that Jay-Z was always in, and most of the atrocities went down. For the one time, Diddy's now ex-girlfriend Cassie was seen through CCTV footage trying to run away from Diddy. It was later discovered that it was one of his freak-off parties from which Cassie was trying to get away. Diddy was holding this party with commercial sex workers, and Cassie didn't want any part of it. He chased her down the hallway and started beating her up, throwing her from one side of the hotel to another. Diddy refused to say anything about it, and only apologized when CNN broadcast the shocking confrontation worldwide. It was during Diddy's arrest that he texted Cassie saying he had 6 kids and asked if she'll just leave him when he's in a deep problem. But Cassie responded by saying she still got bruises, as Diddy would be dreaming to think he would go free for what he did to her. After Diddy's arrest in a Manhattan hotel, different videos of him kept coming up. First, it was his involvement with singer Justin Bieber. It has been alleged that Diddy had been abusing Justin Bieber ever since the star was a child under him. Someone who appears to have deep information came online to say Diddy was the one who broke Justin Bieber's virginity. More accusations, videos, and evidence are still coming up from different sources, particularly about Diddy freak-off parties. Someone came up to talk about the little he knew, and what he said was Diddy always had tapes of prominent people carrying out acts that were not reputable, and Diddy always used those tapes to threaten these highly profiled men and women to do his bidding. After he made that video, some days passed, and his account was deleted, so it only made more sense that these high-profile people are still working hand-in-hand to either see Diddy freed or dead. It has been rumored that among these people trying to protect their image are Jay-Z and his wife Beyoncé, who have attended Diddy's party firsthand. These freak-offs are definitely not anything to attend or be present in, as phones are seized before entry, and after that, Everything and anything that happens and goes down is completely legal to them within the party. A video of Diddy being asked about his party in an interview with Conan O'Brien resurfaced, and here's what he said. He said he'd need locks on the doors, heat, plenty of alcohol, and plenty of women. He even started listing what he needed to do to make his party one of the best. He said he makes sure there is no ventilation in the room, as it can mess with the way the alcohol would react. He also said that he sends people ahead of him to arrange and prepare his hotel before he even gets there, because the room sure would be used to the last. Diddy's comments about his parties then were all met with laughter and applause, but it's all different right now. Diddy's deeds are just too wild and wide, as it has involved so many celebrities, including famous basketball star LeBron James. A 4-year-old live stream of LeBron James talking to Diddy resurfaced, showing the Los Angeles Lakers star declaring a bliss experience in a Diddy party. That statement was nowhere close to offensive when it was made, but since the issues with Diddy started flying around, the public has likened LeBron James to the types connected to Diddy and his freak-off parties where drug abuse and immoral activities are the norm. People wondered why LeBron had not come up to speak about his friend's misconduct. Instead, things got worse when a short video of LeBron surfaced online with him putting on a maid's outfit. The videos and pictures were hard to believe, but the questions never stopped coming. Did LeBron actually ever have something to do with Diddy? Everyone wondered how Diddy could get almost every celebrity wrapped up in his messed-up world. Even the ones without controversial history, like Usher, whose interview video resurfaced on the internet, where he spoke about leaving with Diddy when he was just starting to come up in the industry. Usher didn't go straight to calling Diddy names and putting out facts, but he couldn't help but reject his former boss when he was asked if he'd allow his kids to live with Diddy just the way he did. With a resounding no, it was obvious Diddy wasn't one to leave anybody under supervision. Or is it the drag, hustle, and bustle of facts about Diddy's involvement with what the public calls his toy boy, Meek Mill? Ever since the arrest, as each day passes, it seems Diddy is even more connected than we think. The public started pointing at Meek Mill for being a toy servant to Diddy, but Meek Mill came online to debunk the thought. He even put $1 million reward for anyone who can prove that he has any connection with Diddy romantically. Ordinarily, a statement like that could have cleared doubts in people's minds about any sort of connection, but it only stirred up different proofs and evidence to start showing up. Meek Mill kept coming on the internet to threaten anybody that wouldn't stop putting him on a gay line. And for some time, it cooled off as it started looking like Meek was losing his mind. So people just wanted to give him a break. But just recently, an ex-security guard of Diddy came online to show what really happened. He leaked an audio of Diddy and Meek Mill getting down. It was one very disturbing audio, with Meek screaming at the top of his voice, but Diddy just kept going. The ex-security mentioned that he got the audio during one of Diddy's freak-off parties. He decided to record the voices of the two men, as it was just too much. Different celebrities have also come up to speak about how daring these white freak-off parties have always been. From 50 Cent to Jamie Foxx and even Kevin Hart, there was one connection or another between Diddy and his parties. What's really irritating about these parties is the involvement of very obvious minors, humiliated, forced, brainwashed, and manipulated into carrying out those nasty activities. Another discovery made by Ice Cube about Diddy's freak-off parties and gatherings was the fact that they didn't take no for an answer. It's either you're in or you're in. While everything was going on, it was very obvious that Jay-Z knew about it, as he barely ever missed any of the parties Diddy threw, and on one occasion, CCTV footage captured Beyoncé and Jay-Z leaving one of those freak-off parties. It's been from one to the next, and when all these videos came up, Diddy knew he was all done for, so he took to hiding. However, when his son, who was also very present in most of his freak-off parties, was arrested, it didn't take so much time for the authorities to find Diddy himself. This wasn't good news for Jay-Z because he knows how much of his secrets Diddy knows. With every day that passes, Jay-Z fears that Diddy might go down. And not just that Diddy will go down, but Diddy will make sure he brings him down too. This worry is very evident in Jay-Z as he does all he can to get disconnected from Diddy's world and anything linked to it. With several lawsuits slammed against Diddy, sooner or later, Diddy is going to find out that Jay-Z is not the kind of friend to stick around during bad times, and that would make everything get messy. Already, there have been rumors flying around for a long time now about Jay-Z's son from another woman. It turns out that back in the day, one of the girls Jay-Z was messing around with, called Wanda, got pregnant and gave birth to a son. This was when Jay-Z was 21 years old, and Wanda was 15. That baby is now grown to be a man named Ramir, and Ramir has taken to the internet begging Jay-Z to go on a paternity test, but Jay-Z has bluntly refused. Pressure, fear, and frustration are mounting hard on Jay-Z and Diddy, and according to countless evidence, it might not end well for them and everyone connected. But then, it itches to actually know. What is Jay-Z so afraid of? What exactly is he hiding? Will Diddy actually get the punishments he deserves? And what or who is really behind every action the
Girl, did y'all hear that? I was surprised. I did not know Aaliyah was pregnant with R. Kelly's baby. Wow. You guys, please make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. I appreciate the love, the support. Let's keep it going. And guess what? I have solidified my spot for this week, so you guys don't have to worry. All right, but we have to keep on going. You know, we have to keep on. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at The Messy Sweet Spot. I am Gigi, and I'll see you guys on another upload, okay? Bye.